All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome back for another deep dive.
Always exciting.
Yeah, so today we're tackling the world of fitness YouTubers and their, well, let's just say bold claims. Specifically, we're looking at simonesquared's video titled, and get this, How I Eat Everything I Want and Don't Gain Weight. And have abs, lol.
Quite the title.
Yeah, it's pretty clickbaity. But hey, I think we've all been tempted by that kind of promise.
Oh, absolutely. Who wouldn't want to eat whatever they want and still have a six-pack, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So today we're going to see if Simone's methods actually, hold up under scrutiny. What do you say we jump right in?
Let's dive in.
All right, so right off the bat, Simone hits us with a pretty standard tip. Drink water. But we're not talking just a glass or two here. She's chugging a whole, 1.5-liter bottle throughout the day.
Wow, that's a lot of water.
Right. And get this, she prefers it ice cold because she believes it helps boost metabolism. So is she onto something? Or is this just a chilly myth? What do you think?
Well, while staying hydrated is definitely crucial for overall health, the idea that cold water, magically fires up your metabolism is a bit of a stretch. Some studies suggest a tiny increase in calorie expenditure when you drink cold water, but it's not going to make a significant difference in your weight loss journey.
So not exactly the secret weapon we were hoping for. But hey, staying hydrated is never a bad thing, right?
No, absolutely. It's essential for so many bodily functions. Plus, it can actually help you feel fuller, which could lead to eating less overall.
Okay, that makes sense. Now moving on, Simone's next tip focuses on portion control. She claims that consistently eating smaller amounts actually shrunk her stomach. I have to admit, I'm a little skeptical about that one. Is it really possible to, shrink your stomach?
It's not quite as simple as that. What Simone's likely referring to is a concept called gastric adaptation.
Gastric way.
Gastric adaptation. It's where the stomach can adjust to smaller volumes of food over time. Think of it like a balloon that slowly deflates as you put less air in it.
Oh, okay, that's a helpful visual.
However, it's important to note that this adaptation happens gradually. It's not like you eat one small meal and boom, your stomach magically shrinks.
Right.
Plus, drastically reducing food intake without proper guidance from a healthcare professional can actually be, quite harmful.
That's a great point. It's always best to err on the side of caution and consult with a professional before making any drastic changes to your diet. So while portion control can be a helpful tool for weight management, it's important to approach it in a healthy and sustainable way, right?
Absolutely. It's
Yeah.
about finding a balance that works for you, not about starving yourself or feeling deprived.
Right. Speaking of not feeling deprived, Simone claims she eats, and I quote, whatever I want. Burgers, pizza, even an entire bag of chips or a box of donuts. She doesn't hold back. I mean, it's what the video title promises, right? But how realistic is that, really?
Well, this is where things get interesting and where we need to apply some critical thinking. While Simone might enjoy those, indulgences, it's highly unlikely that her diet consists solely of junk food. There's probably a lot more going on behind the scenes that the video, doesn't show.
Yeah, you're probably right. It's like that time we dove into that What I Eat in a Day video, and the person conveniently forgot to mention their mid-afternoon latte and pastry run.
Exactly. These videos often present a, curated version of reality. It's important to remember that. So while Simone might enjoy those treats occasionally, she's likely balancing them out with healthier choices throughout the day.
Okay, that makes sense. Which brings us to the all-important concept of calorie balance. Can you break that down for us?
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's something people often misunderstand.
Absolutely. It's actually quite simple. Think of it like a bank account. The calories you consume are like deposits, and the calories you burn through activity are like withdrawals. If you consistently deposit more calories than you withdraw, you'll end up with a surplus, which can lead to weight gain. But if you withdraw more than you deposit, you'll create a deficit, which can lead to weight loss.
Okay, that's a great analogy. So you can still enjoy those burgers and pizzas as long as you're mindful of your overall calorie intake and balance it out with physical activity.
Precisely. It's not about restriction. It's about making informed choices and finding a balance that supports your individual goals.
Right, so maybe Simone isn't living on a diet of pure pizza and donuts, but her video still kind of gives that impression, doesn't it? What about some of her other tips? She mentioned something about stopping eating early in the evening. Is that a magic bullet for a flat stomach?
Well, Simone claims she stops eating around 7 or 8 p.m. and suggests this helps with weight management and a flatter stomach. This actually aligns with a popular eating pattern called intermittent fasting.
Intermittent fasting. It feels like everyone's talking about it these days. What's the deal with that?
Intermittent fasting basically involves cycling between periods of eating and fasting. There are various approaches, but the basic idea is to restrict your calorie intake for a certain window of time each day or week.
Okay, so is it effective?
Mm.
Does it really help you lose weight?
There is some research suggesting that intermittent fasting can be beneficial for weight loss and improving metabolic health, but it's not a, one-size-fits-all solution. It's important to remember that everyone's body is different and responds to dietary changes in different ways.
And that's a good reminder. It's always tempting to jump on the latest health trend, but it's crucial to consider what works best for you, individually.
Exactly. And before you try any form of intermittent fasting, it's essential to consult with a healthcare professional to make sure it's appropriate for your specific needs and health conditions.
Okay, so intermittent fasting is something to explore with caution, but it's not necessarily a quick fix. What about some of Simone's other, shall we say, unconventional tips?
Oh, you mean like constantly sucking in your stomach?
Yeah. She even claims it helps burn fat. I mean, come on. Is that even possible?
Well, let's just say that constantly sucking in your stomach is unlikely to magically melt away fat. However, it could have a subtle impact on your posture over time. And good posture can make you appear slimmer and more toned. So in a roundabout way, it might contribute to a more sculpted look, but it's not directly burning fat.
So not exactly the fat-burning secret we were hoping for, but hey, better posture is never a bad thing, right?
Definitely. It's good for your spine health, and it can make you look and feel more confident.
Okay, so we've tackled some of Simone's more eyebrow-raising tips, but let's not forget about the basics. What about sleep? Does she have any, groundbreaking sleep hacks for us?
Oh, well, Simone does emphasize the importance of getting enough sleep. She even compares it to, fasting since, well, you're not eating while you're snoozing.
Okay, that's an interesting way to look at it. But is sleep really a weight loss secret weapon? I mean, we all know it's important for, overall health. But is there a direct connection to weight management?
Well, while sleep is crucial for regulating hormones, including those that control appetite and metabolism, framing it solely as a weight loss technique, oversimplifies the complex interplay of sleep, metabolism, and hunger hormones.
So it's more about the overall health benefits of sleep rather than a direct impact on weight loss.
Exactly. Getting enough sleep helps regulate your hormones, reduces stress levels, and improves cognitive function, all of which can indirectly support healthy weight management.
Okay, that makes sense. It's all about taking a holistic approach to health.
Precisely. It's not just about one specific tip or trick, but about creating a lifestyle that supports your overall well-being.
Right. Now, before we get too caught up in the individual tips, let's zoom out a bit and look at Simone's overall approach. Remember that grocery haul she showed us? It actually looked pretty balanced, with lots of veggies, hummus, and even some pre-portioned lasagna.
Yeah, that's where things get really intriguing. Her grocery haul seems to kind of contradict the eat everything message of her video. It suggests that she's not just surviving on pizza and donuts, but actually incorporating a variety of healthy foods into her diet.
Which, further supports the idea that her diet isn't all about indulgence, despite the clickbait title. It's more about balance and making, mindful choices. What do you think? Does Simone's grocery haul, inspire any meal ideas for you?
Seeing those fresh veggies and that hummus did make me think about some tasty and healthy meal prep options for the week. How about you? Anything catching your eye?
Totally. I'm always a sucker for a good hummus and veggie platter.
Yeah.
And I might just try whipping up a batch of Simone's pre-portioned lasagna. Seems like a great way to, control portions and have healthy meals ready to go.
Great idea. And remember, healthy eating doesn't have to be boring or restrictive. It's about finding nutritious foods that you enjoy and that fit into your lifestyle.
Now, speaking of fitting into your lifestyle, we've talked a lot about diet, but what about exercise? Simone doesn't really focus on workouts in this particular video, but she does briefly mention an ab routine she used to do.
Right, and she credits this routine for, helping her develop those impressive abs.
So is it all about crunches and planks then? Is that the secret to a six-pack?
Well, while consistent core work is certainly beneficial for strengthening abdominal muscles, it's crucial to remember that visible abs are largely a result of having low body fat, which is primarily achieved through a combination of diet and, overall physical activity.
So you're saying that you can have sculpted abs and still have unhealthy body fat levels if your overall diet and exercise routine aren't in check.
Exactly. It's about more than just aesthetics. True fitness is about, overall health and well-being.
That's a great point. It's easy to get caught up in the pursuit of a certain look, but we shouldn't forget about the importance of overall health and functionality.
Absolutely. And that brings us to a crucial point that both Simone and we, as responsible deep divers, need to emphasize: individuality.
What works for Simone might not work for everyone.
Okay,
Right?
exactly.
Well,
Genetics, metabolism, activity levels, and personal preferences all play a role in determining what a, healthy and sustainable lifestyle looks like for each individual.
I mean, Simone does include a disclaimer in her video stating that she's not a health professional and that this is just what worked for her.
Which is a responsible move on her part. It's crucial for viewers to remember that information found online, even from seemingly well-intentioned sources, should always be taken with a grain of salt. What works for one person might not work for another, and it's essential to, listen to your own body and seek professional guidance when necessary.
That's such an important reminder, especially in the age of social media, where we're constantly bombarded with fitness tips and trends. It's easy to, feel overwhelmed or pressured to try something that might not be right for us.
Absolutely. And if you're considering making any major changes to your diet or exercise routine, consulting with a qualified healthcare provider is always the best course of action. They can help you create a personalized plan that takes into account your individual needs and goals.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into Simone's Eat Everything and Don't Gain Weight philosophy, what are some key takeaways for our listener?
Well, first and foremost, while Simone's approach might not be literally eat everything you want, it does highlight some valuable concepts.
So yes.
Mindful eating, even if it's not strict dieting, the potential benefits of intermittent fasting and portion control, and of course, the fundamental principle of calorie balance.
Right. It's about making informed choices that align with your individual goals and preferences, and understanding that there's no one-size-fits-all approach to health and fitness.
Yeah.
Looks like Simone's journey, despite the kind of sensationalized title, it ultimately boils down to finding what works for her.
Yeah.
And that's a message I think we can all, relate to, right?
Absolutely. It's about experimentation, personalization, and consistency. It's about understanding that health and fitness aren't destinations, but ongoing journeys.
And a journey best navigated with reliable information and guidance from, qualified professionals. So what can our listener take away from all this? How can they, apply these insights to their own lives?
Well, I think the key takeaway here is to, approach health and fitness information with a healthy dose of skepticism. Don't just blindly follow the latest trends or take everything you see online at face value.
It's so important. It's so easy to get, caught up in the hype, especially when you're bombarded with, before and after pictures and promises of effortless results.
Exactly. Remember, there's no magic bullet. Sustainable results come from a combination of balanced nutrition, mindful movement, and a commitment to making choices that support your overall well-being.
So it's about finding what works for you and creating a lifestyle that you can, maintain over the long term.
Precisely. And remember, it's a journey, not a race. There will be ups and downs, setbacks, and breakthroughs. The key is to stay consistent, be patient with yourself, and celebrate your progress along the way.
I love that. Celebrate your progress. It's so easy to get caught up in what we haven't achieved yet.
Yeah.
But it's important to acknowledge how far we've come, right?
Absolutely. And don't be afraid to, seek support along the way. Talk to your doctor, a registered dietitian, a personal trainer, or even a trusted friend or family member. Having a support system can make all the difference.
For sure. And I think, Simone's story, while entertaining and thought-provoking, it serves as a reminder that there are no, shortcuts or magic formulas when it comes to health and fitness.
That's right. It's about, finding what works for you, being consistent, and making sustainable changes that you can stick with for the long haul.
And it's about enjoying the journey, too. Don't forget to savor those delicious meals, celebrate your, workouts, and appreciate the amazing things your body can do.
Well said. It's about finding joy in the process and embracing the journey to becoming the healthiest and happiest version of yourself.
Absolutely. Well, that's a wrap on this deep dive. We hope you found it informative, engaging, and maybe even a little inspiring. Thanks for joining us.
Until next time, keep those critical thinking caps on. And remember, knowledge is power when it comes to making informed choices about your, health and well-being.